Well, hi there. A very good evening. You're watching Times Now. I'm Meghna Dekha. Now, very couple of hours merely is left before Sabarimala opens its doors for one and all. All attempts now have been made by the Vijayan government at building consensus. All of it has broken down. While the Kerala government now digs in its heels, saying that they will facilitate women's entry, the Devaswam board is undecided about the filing a review petition. Unhappy with the outcome, devotees and priests have issued a dire threat, saying they cannot stop women devotees from being targeted if they dare to enter. So isn't this another vile attempt to intimidate women in the name of tradition?
At the end, the meeting concluded without approving our demands.
Yes.
What was
was this a walkout, or is it just that you're not satisfied with what transpired?
We are not satisfied with the discussion. But we are not people who is walking out something. Nothing happened.
But could you elaborate on what are the demands that you put forward in terms of...
Please.
So, but can you please elaborate on the demands that you put forward during
yes,
this meeting, sir?
That we can do later on, but I cannot.
You put the demand of filing a review petition, right? What happened to that?
They will take only their decision only on the board meeting, which will be held on 19th. That is what it.
About the review petition.
Yeah. So this is a mode of strike by some organizations. They are doing that. Everybody has the right to strike, take any action. But we are not following that.
But sir, many organizations have come forward and said that they will indulge in violence. Some people have said that there are suicide squads. Do you agree to this kind of protests that are taking place?
Some people are saying like that. How can I say that? They are doing suicide here. That is not something. We are not at all along with them.
But will you and your other organizations stop women from entering if at all they decide to enter the temple?
We will not do that. No, we are not worried about that. We will not do that.
So you are saying you will be only taking a democratic route?
Yes, our result purely democratic. Main agenda on filing of a review petition in the Supreme Court, and the board has not taken a decision on that. They informed that they will take action on 19th only.
Not just that, in fact, Times Now's reporter Kajal Iyer too was stopped from embarking on the journey from the Sabarimala base camp. In fact, a group of devotees stopped a bus and forced the girls to get off. This is what really happened on the ground.
There are a few college women who have come here, and you can see that they are being stopped. It seems that these are people who have tried to come from somewhere else to try and enter the shrine, but they are not being allowed. They have been stopped. They have come through the state government buses here, but people have got inside the bus and they are trying to, you can see that it is the women themselves who are trying to tell them not to go inside, and there is quite a bit of chaos here. This is the ST bus that has been stopped. 2 ST buses that have been stopped here. The other women are actually going inside, and they are trying to see that the women inside do not go further. They are asking them to actually get down and not go further. 2 ST buses have been stopped. We can see that the police has now started coming in, and they are trying to ask what exactly is going on. But you can see that a major verbal altercation is happening right now between the local women and these girls from the colleges who have come to try and visit this particular place. They are young girls. They seem to be in their 20s and 30s, and all of these girls are now being stopped by these people here in Nilakal, which is one of the first base camps.
Well, in fact, joining us now, Acharya Vikramaditya, a spiritual guru, also Tara Krishna Swami, an activist. But before I come to you, in fact, the latest that we have, Pinarayi Vijayan, the Chief Minister of Kerala, has said, we hope that the misunderstanding amongst devotees goes away. Some people are still not ready to accept social reform and move with time. Reformers such as Sri Narayana Guru have always broken tradition for the betterment of the society. They have taught us that traditions need to be broken at time. That is the Chief Minister of Kerala. Let's go across to Tara Krishnaswamy. Tara, of course, the Chief Minister said that the Supreme Court's given its verdict. However, on the ground, as our reporter Kajal Iyer has been reporting, it's literally women who are being prohibited physically from entering. What do you do in a state like that? Who's responsible?
Couple of comments here. One is that I think the Kerala government has no choice. It is the right thing to do to follow the law. While repeatedly state governments and even the union government seem to subvert Supreme Court verdicts, they are not allowed to do that. So the Kerala government in that sense is doing the right thing by following the Supreme Court verdict. That said, what I don't understand is why they haven't taken a whole lot of people into preventive custody, because the protesters are basically saying we are above the law, regardless of what the highest court of the land says. We're going to stop people from entering. Now that is a direct subversion of the law. They've declared they're going to do it tomorrow. They are already doing it today. I don't know why they haven't taken people into preventive detention or custody to avoid this sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Right? So that I think is something the Kerala government needs to take more seriously. Yeah.
Acharya Vikramaditya, why this resistance to bring about reform in a religion? The Supreme Court has given its order. The state government said that it is going to stand by it, facilitate the entry. Then why the resistance to equality?
Certainly, we are living in a democratic country. Supreme Court has given an order. In that, they has not given the power to each and every person that they can go. Those who are devotees, we can bifurcate the people. Are they devotees? If they are devotees, certainly we have that kind of intention that they will follow the ritual of the temple. That they have to understand.
Yeah,
the basic problem is the people who are not
devotees. Are you saying that the women cannot be devotees of Ayyappa if they want to go to the temple shrine? Acharya Vikramaditya, are women not devotees?
If they are devotees, then certainly they will follow the rules and regulations of the temple.
Who makes these rules and regulations? It is something which is not substantiated. And there are certain women who... There are women within the group of devotees who... All these rules and traditions, Acharya Vikramaditya, have been made by man. They've been made in order to change, reform and move in hand with the changing nature of the society. Then why you have temples? Just shut down the temples. Just shut down the temples and go, and they are not the walls. They are not the rooms. They are the rituals. They are the building of rituals. That's why we are praying things. I don't fully understand the kind of arguments that you're making, and perhaps you can come into it. He says shut down all temples because women cannot be devotees. Why can women not enter? What happens? Are women
This is not a matter of women.
Are women impure?
I am not talking about the women. There is no discrimination. This is not a matter of discrimination. You are going in a wrong direction.
You think it's right that men would come out and say, let women be devoured by Acharya ji? Would you agree that with people who say that women should be devoured by animals, by tigers and by men, there are those who are saying, let's chop up women in two parts and split them and throw them around. Do you agree with threats like that?
They are not doing they are doing the wrong thing. They are not allowed to use these words.
Not use these words, Tara Krishnaswamy. It's not about the words, it's about the mindset, isn't it?
Totally. The president of the Devaswam board, the ex-president, has gone on record in public saying that if women between 10 and 50 start entering the temple, Sabarimala Temple will become like a sex tourism hotspot like Thailand. This is the kind of sickening mindset that is actually running the temple. Now I worry for the deity himself, because if this is the kind of outlook that the people that are taking these decisions have, who are they to decide who is a devotee or not? Do you first decide anyone between 10 and 50 who is a woman cannot be a devotee, and then say devotees will follow our rituals? You don't get to decide that. God is not yours. Even that God is not yours. Once you say it's a God, once you say it's a temple, it's a public place of worship, not a private place of worship. You are not above the law, and you don't get to decide who's a devotee or not. I will decide that for myself. First of all, I want to ask a question. How do you know at 10 years of age a woman menstruates? A given woman may... Wait, I'm not done.
This thing is,
I'm not done.
This is not a discrimination. You have to make a sense
Acharya
of the
ji,
things.
let's not try and speak over each other and have a discussion on it, because it's about time that we discuss this. Despite the Supreme Court verdict, we are discussing that. That's good enough. Perhaps we can also listen out what the other side is saying. Tara, complete your point and then I'll come to you, Acharya.
We are living in a democratic country, even though the decisions can be changed.
I want to know
we have seen in the past also various decisions have been changed.
Yes, Tara, go ahead.
Yeah. So I want to know how random people get to decide that all women between 10 and 50 menstruate. In the first place, a given woman may not menstruate till she's 13 or 14 or even 16.
This is a wrong example.
Some women may stop menstruating at 40. Some women may never menstruate.
This is not about the menstruation cycle and the prepuberty cycle. This is not at all. You are taking you are bringing the wrong facts.
Then Acharya ji, what is your objection? If you are saying that this is not the fact, then what is the fact?
This is not about that.
Acharya ji, we are not even discussing faith here. We are discussing equality. It's the question of equality. Sati, for example. Hear me out, sir.
When she don't know
Hear me out, sir.
Why she is bringing all these things?
Hear me out, sir. She's not said anything which cannot possibly be scientifically proven. However, Acharya ji, tell me one thing. Sati used to be part of our tradition, part of our rituals. It was declared to be outlawed.
The temple never used these words. The temple is clearly giving a story with why they are banning why they are requesting the girls between the age of somewhere 10 to 50. That was a story basically behind that.
Yes,
they never used the word there about the menstruation cycle.
Yes, Acharya ji, the temple did make its, did put out its case. It went to the Supreme Court. They have every legal option, every legal recourse that they want. They can go ahead with it. So what happens when people sit and whip up tensions? My worry is not about faith or even equality at this matter, Acharya ji. I am worried about people such as you who are whipping up tension ahead of women who want to enter Sabarimala as per, and they are armed with the Supreme Court verdict. Who's going to decide and ensure their safety?
Of this country.
Acharya ji, who's going to decide on their safety and security?
I have 2 points to make.
Did the satyagrah. We are the people who are devotees, they are doing the satyagrah.
Are you done, Acharya ji? Then let's listen into what Tara Krishna Swami has to say.
Yeah, may I? Yeah. So, Mr. Acharya, as it turns out, the president of the Devaswam board is making comments like this will become, Sabarimala will become a sex tourism hotspot if women between 10 and 50 go. What is that? Can you explain that? That is number 1. Okay. Number 2, are you saying you're above the supreme law of the land? Because I want to tell you something. In this many years that women between 10 and 50 are not allowed, they have respectfully stayed away. They didn't try to bake in. They didn't try to do satyagraha. They simply respected the law of the land. There is a Kerala High Court order as well that says that women between 10 and 50 shouldn't enter. They have been very decent and not entered. Now the Supreme Court has weighed in response to a complaint saying women can enter. Now how do you get to not obey the law? I don't understand. So it's a different rule for women. They should obey the law when they're not allowed to enter. But now that they're allowed to enter, you will no longer obey the law.
Acharya ji, one simple question which Tara had asked, I'd request you to answer that because we are running out of time. Do you think you and others are above the law? When the law is being prescribed, Supreme Court's verdict is very clear. Are you above the law?
Nobody is above the law. Certainly we are a part of the citizen, we are living in a democratic country. Even though the court has given one order, certainly we can go for, people are going for the revision of the court, revision bench. Certainly we are going for that, people should wait for that.
People should wait for that. Well, thank you so much, Acharya ji, as well as Tara Krishna Swami.
Down busloads of women.
Krishna Swami for joining us. Unfortunately, right words are coming in from the right quarters, for example, from the Supreme Court, from the Kerala government. However, on the ground, as these are the visuals you can see on your screens, women are literally physically being prevented. Tomorrow, of course, 5 p.m. is when Sabarimala opens its door. This is going to be one of the stories we're going to be tracking very closely here on Times Now. With that, a short break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome Welcome back. You're watching Times Now. Well, tomorrow at 5 p.m, Sabarimala will be opening its doors to one and all. However, the effort to try and build consensus has failed. While the Devaswam board is yet to decide whether or not they are going in for a review petition, the patriarchs stand by tradition over the system of justice.
We were really upset that the Devaswam board let us down. For reasons, they gave us a promise that they will meet us again in 19th after the board meets once more. We were eagerly waiting that we will get a positive result today itself. But in vain, when they told they will be meeting only on the 19th, we wanted to see whether a status quo can be maintained till the Supreme Court takes up this review petition. But we did not get a positive answer.
We are also welcoming all devotees, but we would request all those young feminists not to trespass and intrude into Sabarimala. Yesterday I met with IG of Police, Sri Manoj Abraham, who is in charge of Sabarimala. We have given them a representation and we have received the receipt for it. What we are asking is, our prayer meetings will be there in Nilakil, Pamba, Sabarimala and different places. We would like to through prayer, we would like to resist any intrusion or invasion into Sabarimala. We will be lying down on the streets, we will be lying down on the roads, and if somebody wants to enter Sabarimala, they will have to stamp on our chest and go. That's a very simple thing we are going to raise.
Now Supreme Court has come out with a verdict and openly mobilizing people in violating those orders. That is something I understand that it is nothing but contempt of court. And in BJP is trying to encash the entire situation by exploiting the innocent believers, and they don't know the real facts. Why the BJP and other trust fail to then convince the court?
देखिए, ऐसा है उस दौरान तो वो होना चाहिए। महिलाओं का प्रवेश ये बताइए, मस्जिदों में तो होता नहीं, मस्जिद में कोई मौलाना तो मस्जिदों में पढ़ने देता नहीं। आप ये बताओ, अगर जो माननीय कोर्ट को करना है तो आप ऐसे करो ना कि मस्जिद में भी महिलाएं जाए तो मंदिर में वहाँ चले जाए, वहाँ एक परंपरा, और सब मंदिरों में तो जाती ही हैं। एक दो खास जो मंदिर हैं उसमें थोड़ा सा वो किया गया है, अब उसमें भी आप हस्तक्षेप कर रहे हो, तो ये तो दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण बात है।
Acharya Vikramaditya, tomorrow when Sabarimala opens its doors, as per the Supreme Court's verdict, who's going to ensure the safety of the women devotees who want to enter?
That is a matter of the state. They should ensure this thing.
And they can take any steps, perhaps remove, take them into preventive custody?
Because the state has filed the affidavit. Certainly if they want, they can.
Is that what ought to be done, Tara? Do you think the state has done enough, or do you think the state has failed?
I agree with him finally. Well, tomorrow will tell the tale. I think it's the onus is entirely on the state to ensure that you know, the women who are legally allowed to enter, if they do try to enter, that they have safe passage. Law and order is entirely a state subject, and the state, the Pinarayi Vijayan government would have failed to ensure, would have failed in its job if they don't ensure the safety of women who want to enter.
Absolutely.
Which is what is going on right now. Your own visuals show that, you know, busloads of women are being turned back. That is a failure of the state. The state better ensure that the gates are open and that women are
that the entire onus lies on the Pinarayi Vijayan government. They today tried to build consensus, that didn't happen. However, the onus of safety and security of these women lies with the state government. Hopefully, they're not going to fail them. Well, on that note, I'd like to thank Acharya Vikramaditya as well as Tara Krishnaswamy for joining us here on the show. A short break, don't go anywhere.